It's day 24 of designing an Animal Crossing island in just 30 days using only DIYs. Yesterday we did some terraforming and designing around my house. Once again though, we ran out of materials and items and it kind of left us in a lurch.
It's the 30-day DIY island.
We had Kabuki arrive today and Stinky leaves tomorrow. So we are going to be doing a few dailies today, getting our points up, and then skipping to tomorrow, a tree standy, which means we can actually start doing our villager hunt. That is the plan today. I think today is our last chance, potentially, to get a top 50 villager. We need 3 in order to complete our goal, and ideally, one of those villagers will be Lily. Lily could potentially complete our goal of having 3 top 50 villagers and also get us a tour from none other than Froggy Crossing herself. The chances of that happening, though, are slim. I'm not getting my hopes up. I am still, at the end of the day, a realist. More often than not these days, Mary is my crafting villager. I love it. I do not mind this at all. And Mary is making a garden wagon. Oh my gosh. That is an incredible item that I'm worried I can't craft. Oh, it's as I feared. I need hyacinths and cosmos if I want to craft this. I have the yellow roses. Ooh, that stinks. I would put those everywhere. It's such a good item. The good news is we do have a handful of islands we are visiting today, including a Captain Island or 2, which we'll go do right now. After this trip, we have about 8,000 Nook miles left over, almost 9,000, and we have some pretty interesting, double tasks today for Nook miles. I think we can knock all of these out and try and replenish the ones we just spent, because I'm probably gonna do another Captain Island once we time travel forward today. This is, kind of a boring one. I'm glad to get more vines. Obviously, I need these as a crafting material, but I still would much prefer to get some, different crops and just different types of Captain Islands in general. Today's Captain DIY, though, is the glowing moss jar, better known, of course, as the jar of farts. I've hit 2 rocks so far and not gotten a single piece of stone from them. There are a few items I desperately want to make, but they all require stone, and I'm starting to worry that I'm going to have to remove myself from cherry blossom season quicker than I wanted to if I want to start getting those rocks, because the eggs are taking up so much room in the queue that I don't know how I'm going to ever get enough stone to complete the projects I want. This one had 1 piece of stone. This tree only had eggs instead of wood. At this point, I'm so desperate, I'm even smashing the rocks open just to get the extra piece of stone. I've been thinking about it, and eggs aren't the worst thing to have depending on the Bunny Day recipes we unlock, because I have been thinking about it, and some of the recipes I currently have. There is one type of build that I could see using some Bunny Day items for, but I've not fully committed to it yet. I'm just going to keep it to myself for now. But I'm just letting you know there is a circumstance in which maybe I use some of the eggs to craft after all. Before we leave this season behind us, we still need to do a villager hunt. I'm afraid if I time jump to where I want to go, which is forward, obviously that plot is probably going to autofill more than likely. We definitely don't want that. It is pretty cool to see red on the secret beach now that it's pretty much done. I mean, we're still kind of working on a couple little things here and there. But yeah, I just love seeing a beach entrance come together and then having Red's boat pull up. It just it gives you that feeling of completeness. Before I time skip though, I am going to come back and harvest the bamboo we have. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy if this is the only bamboo I can get for this bamboo farm. I'm pretty happy. I would only add at this point maybe 1 or 2 other trees if I was to have my way. But there's plenty of other things I do want to add up here, just little knickknacks and things like that. I mentioned putting the palm tree lights up there and never got around to it, so still plenty I can do with that area. But overall, as I walk around the island, there are plenty of areas that feel unfinished, like the one I'm walking by right now. But we have so much done, too, that I'm not really worried, which might be surprising, perhaps even naive. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about where we're at right now with the island. And, just running around and doing these dailies kind of reminds me that, hey, it's okay. We're doing a pretty decent job. However, I still have plenty of time to screw this up because we have more days behind us now than we do ahead of us. So it is a little bit nerve-wracking. Maybe that balloon in the distance is going to be a non-Bunny Day DIY though. Nope, it's a table lamp. It is a completely useless table lamp. Do you think Sable and Mabel get really upset that I come in here every day? Like, I come in there every day dressed like I glued a bunch of twigs and leaves to myself. And they must think, oh my gosh, like this customer's gonna buy so much stuff. Like I take time out of their busy schedules to just pester them. And then I just go about my business dressed like walking yard work. Speaking of which, I cannot imagine how itchy all this stuff is that I'm wearing all the time. I'm gathering up shells, by the way, because it is one of my duties to sell 10 of these if I want some extra points. However, I'm going to keep the giant clams because those are used to make some really, really cool recipes like the big fountain we can get, and I think the music box. Basically, anytime you get a really cool DIY that has shells in it, giant clams are going to be the most difficult resource to have on hand, so I'm going to keep those. All right, I think this will bring me back up to about 10,000 or so points, which is perfect. That means I could buy up to 5 tickets, and 5 tickets is the maximum I could possibly have for hunting for the longest time possible. Before I buy those tickets, though, I did want to check and know the fence I want is not in stock. So, all right, let's start with maybe like 3 of these tickets. And I'm about to skip to the next day, but we need to harvest this bamboo. And as a little bonus, we're getting young spring bamboo as well, which opens us up to craft a whole bunch of other recipes that I think we have access to, but just never had the materials to craft before. So doing this every day is also going to be really important. This is basically one of the reasons I'm not planning on decorating too much up here, because I still need it to be a functioning bamboo farm. Let's face it though, the biggest reason is obviously because I don't have a lot of things. And with my dailies for this day done, let's go ahead and skip to the next day. Oh, on the subject of young spring bamboo, I just got the bamboo noodle slide recipe, which was one I was looking for. I wanted to include that in the area we created by the beach, and yeah, that's great. I'm just now realizing I forgot to water my potatoes on the previous day, so I'm stuck with 2 in each plot. That is going to eat into our profits a bit, but not the end of the world. Let's see if this is going to be another new beach DIY. It's the Chic Mum Crown, which is new, but just not very exciting. Our Bunny Day DIY is going to be the Bunny Day Vanity. No plans to use this. Here's our empty plot, which we'll be filling today. Kid is crafting, and it's a rose bed. I think this is maybe the 2nd or 3rd time they've tried to give me this recipe. Why don't we see what Captain has in store for us? No way. We found our 3rd crop. I love that it's tomatoes too. They look so good in this game. Of course, this is the time where my shovel breaks, so now I have to go around hoping to get enough supplies to craft a new one. Looks like our beach DIY is going to be a golden garden bunny, which is cool. I think I have to buy the regular bunnies or maybe craft them. Either way, I can't make it anytime soon. I should mention, in case you're wondering, I have to craft the shovel myself. That's just the rules I've set. You can't buy tools. Fortunately, I have exactly enough hardwood to make a new shovel. I was really hoping this island would have the flowers we need to make the garden wagon, but unfortunately that is not the case. And I'll be honest, I didn't even pay attention to the flowers on the previous Captain Island. While we travel today for other islands, we really need to make sure we're paying good attention to that. I'm just so disappointed at the amount of eggs. It kind of feels like every egg could have been a piece of stone, you know? It probably could have been any of the things you would normally get, but I'm assuming they're all representative of stone, and that's because I need stone the most. I honestly don't know how we meet any of our goals if we stay in this season. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and give Eric the last crops we'll ever need to give him. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and harvest them all and get everything nice and watered. I like focusing on Eric's farm more than mine because there's less things. It's just easier to water, easier to manage. But ultimately, I'm just glad we finally found a 3rd type of crop. I can finally stop feeling like I need to go to Captain Islands every day because I don't see myself making any more farms, and I'm good with the crops we have. We're not really doing a lot of cooking, although I guess that could change if I get some cooking recipes that I really like and I need wheat, for example. I will regret those words. I'm going ahead and buying the lattice fence recipe. Still no country fence, but hey, lattice fence is pretty cool. I can definitely see using this on our farm. While we're here, I'm also going to go ahead and pay down our loan. I'm going to go ahead and just pay it from savings. I have over 100,000 just in my pockets, and I had the full loan amount just sitting in my savings account. I didn't even need to use my savings to buy all the stairs and stuff because we've been doing so good with money. Let's go ahead and expand my house. It's going to be 500,000 bells to do so. I mean, we are doing pretty decent with money. This is just a money tree, 30K, just sitting there. I haven't even touched it yet. And we have another money tree we need to plant. Oh, I accidentally buried 1,000 bells though, so never mind that. I was trying to put the 1,000 bells away so I could grab 10,000 bells, but it's whatever. We're still doing good. I'm not worried about it. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. This is a very generous rock. I'm super excited to get so many stone pieces. That feels good. No eggs, some stone, and a gold nugget? Yes, please. Before we begin hunting down top 50 villagers, let's go ahead and do the tedious task of selling all of our half-grown potatoes. And yes, I know they're not literally half-grown, it's just I'm bitter. Found our money rock, so let's combine that with the potatoes we just harvested, and we have yet another 100,000 bells. That's already a large chunk of our next loan in savings. I'll admit I am a little bit worried about the state my house is in right now, but overall, as long as we keep harvesting crops, there is a path to paying this thing off enough to get all the rooms. But enough chores. We have 3 tickets burning a hole in our grassy pockets, and it's time to see if we can get our final top 50 village. And our first villager is that Fret? Okay, it is Fret, but I don't know how this is possible. 408 in the rankings. Are you serious? Fret is adorable and was added later even. So you would think because Fret is a newer villager, at least for New Horizons, and super, super cute and a dog, people would actually, like him. But that's not the case, and I'm confused and sad. I mean, okay, is he top 50 material? I don't know, maybe, but 400, that's like the bottom of the list. So far, this is the only stone I've gotten out of these rocks, so I guess we'll need to be breaking them again to try and, get that last little bit out of them. Bunny Day is the nightmare that everyone said it was. I will never question people's anger towards this holiday ever again. We're about to spend our next ticket, but I just wanted to give you a quick reminder as to where we currently stand with villagers and villager hunting. We need 3 top 50 villagers according to Animal Crossing Portal, and we have 2 already. Eric, who's number 27, and Mary, who's number 46. And we also have Kabuki, who is just under the top 50, and we're hoping by the next time the rankings switch over, he will have moved up potentially. But given that Mary and Kabuki are so kind of low in the rankings, we have got to find at least one more top 50 villager, and we have to do it now. And our next one is Stu. And I worry Stu is not going to cut it. And indeed, 265 for Stu. Better than last time. I mean, we've gone up double that amount since the last villager we saw, so that's something. Better than Fret, evidently, but still nowhere near where we have to be. And I'm just now realizing this island has cosmos. Now if we just find Hyacinth, we can craft all the flower wagons we want. While the flowers do make me feel okay, the lack of stone is still a problem on all of these islands. I am not loving how hard I'm having to fight to get stone. Despite all the fighting, we have 17 somehow. Now 18. But think of how much more we would have if it wasn't freaking Bunny Day. All right, I only have one more ticket. This has to be it. And I'm sad to report that I think we're not going to get the villager we need. Rocco somehow does rank higher than Stu, but is 117. I am beside myself with grief and anger, and I still can't get any stones unless I break rocks, and apparently shovels as well. Honestly, I'm so done at this point, I'm not even going to remake my shovel. And I can, too. It wouldn't be that hard. I just want to go home. I used what little patience I had left to walk down to this beach, and I did find a DIY. It's a cardboard sofa, which we don't have, but it's not really exciting. I have enough points to afford myself one more ticket, and that's what I'm going to do. This is pure desperation at this point. I'm wasting my Nook Miles right now, just completely flushing them down the toilet. I just know I am. And at least the island we're going to has apples. These are not my native fruit, so I can take all of them and make a little bit of money. But the villager is Pashmina. I'm afraid to look. People like Pashmina. I don't like Pashmina, but that's more of a personal thing. Guys, Pashmina is ranked 58. At this point, given the position we're in, I have no choice but to invite Pashmina to the island because there's always that chance that in 6 days' time, when the website updates, which will probably be on the last day of the challenge, maybe, just maybe, the 3 villagers we have, or the 2 villagers we have, that are below the top 50, maybe they rank up. It's possible. It's maybe possible. And of course, we do have a little more time and a lot of time traveling left to do in this challenge. So there's always the chance that a campsite villager comes around, someone else who's low ranking leaves. So I'm going to take Pashmina as a win. A small win, but a win. We'll call it a silver medal. My axe is going to break soon, but I'll go ahead and chop down these apple trees, try to get enough wood and materials to go ahead and make another axe. I'm going to need sticks for that, so I may as well shake one of these trees before I chop it down. We did break it, and I did get enough materials to make a flimsy axe, so I can upgrade that, but my patience for this entire day has been wearing thin. and I have to pick all of this up. I picked up what I cut down. I'm gonna cut my losses, and we're gonna head back. I got some materials, I got apples I can sell, and we got pashmina, which is something. Today overall has been a roller coaster. We got some really good things done, and some things just didn't work out in our favor. But overall, it was an important day, despite it being kind of a short one. Tomorrow, we need to do some item spamming. That video will be over here when it's ready, and you can click on it.